Hey everybody, I'm back. I was unavailable for a couple weeks because of traveling for work, but I'm back at it. I'm happy St. Patrick's Day. We are going to be calling a few senators today because the confirmation hearings for Marquane Mullen, that is how the internet has decided that his name needs to be pronounced. So that is how I will pronounce it. Uh, begins tomorrow. Um, so he's been nominated to be the new DHS secretary. He's been nominated by President Trump as the replacement for Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem, who as a civilian shot her dog, and then as an appointed official enabled the murder of American citizens in the streets, the deaths of immigrants, the accidental deportation of U.S. military veterans. She also stole $220 million of your tax dollars to give to a pal to make an ad campaign for self-promotion, which is why Trump fired her. And she used a U.S. military plane to cheat on her husband. Hooray! She's gone. She still needs to be prosecuted, but we'll take it one step at a time. Marquane Mullen is a plumber. He is the least educated member of the Senate and a senator from Oklahoma. He has been tapped to replace Kristi Noem. This man confused Iraq and Iran multiple times last week while on TV. He called Pete Hegseth the president. He tried to fight a Teamster on the floor of the Senate. I honestly wish they had let the Teamster fight him because we probably wouldn't have to deal with him anymore. And despite having no police or military background and hiding under a chair on January 6th, he keeps saying things like, "I will lead us into the breach," from behind a chair. Weird. This man should not be confirmed. That said, we are on day 31 of the partial government shutdown because the GOP, which includes DHS, it's essentially the DHS is the only thing that's shut down, because the GOP won't acquiesce to silly things, like warrants or body cameras for ICE officers. The TSA has now missed their first full paycheck, and it is impacting travel, though so too is, if I had to guess, the illegal war that we are currently engaged in. This man cannot be confirmed. That said, there needs to be a plan of action. There were 7 Democratic senators who voted to confirm Kristi Noem in the first round. Several of them have gone on to say, it was a mistake. Tim Kaine has specifically gone on to say, it's in this article, was a big mistake. I would think so. Andy Kim in New Jersey has had some things to say. But so I would like to call, so the 7 of them were Andy Kim of New Jersey, Tim Kaine of Virginia, Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, is Gary Peters of Michigan, Jeannie Shaheen of New Hampshire, Elisa Slotkin of Michigan, and of course, useless John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, who, whatever. I'm not going to bother calling John Fetterman because A, we know that he's not going to pick up, and B, his brain is mush. So I am going to call Andy Kim, Tim Kaine, and Maggie Hassan today, because Marquane Mullen's objectives here are not going to be any different than those of Kristi Noem. Yeah. And in Kristi Noem's regime, 8 people have already died in 2026, 2 of whom were U.S. citizens. I'm sure some of these guys are going to be like, well, I can't make a decision until we actually hear their argument. but I think it's important that we have an idea of what they are looking for as far as answers to questions in this confirmation hearing, and also that they aren't going to make the same mistake again, and what their plan is going forward. So, Andy Kim, who we've called before, but we are calling again today.
Hi, this is Senator Andy Kim. Thanks for calling your Senate office. If you'd like to comment on a legislative issue or policy concern, please press 1. If you need assistance with a matter involving any federal agency, like a passport or immigration issue, press 2. If you'd like to speak with a member of my staff, press 3.
I would like to speak to a member of the staff.
To speak to a member of my staff in my D.C. office, please press 1. For my Jersey City office, your call will be answered momentarily.
Will it?
Thank you for calling and for your patience. There is an extremely high volume of calls at the moment.
I wonder why.
Please continue to hold to speak with a member of the Senator's staff. If you would prefer to leave a message now, please press 1.
We're going to leave a
Otherwise,
message.
please continue to hold.
Because we're not going to get him.
Thank you for taking the time to share your views on the issues that matter to you and to the people of New Jersey.
Hi, Senator Kim. My name is Eileen. I know that the confirmation hearings for Markwayne Mullin begin tomorrow. I wanted to get an idea of how you plan on voting, since you voted to confirm Kristi Noem, who obviously I think you've seen at this point that was a huge mistake. So I wanted to get your thoughts on what kind of answers you're going to be looking for from Senator Mullin, what your plan going forward is as somebody who is on the Homeland Security Committee, and if you agree that A, you made a mistake with Kristi Noem, and B, I hope that you are planning to not confirm Markwayne Mullin, who obviously has no background in any type of Homeland Security and is the least educated member of the Senate. Please reach out. Please let your constituents know what your plan is for this. Thank you. So Senator Kim was not available. My guess is that some of these phone numbers are going to be busy because there's a lot of things going on, right? Like, this confirmation hearing begins tomorrow. We're at war for no reason. The Epstein files are still a thing, even though the DOJ is like, oh, we're just going to stop releasing these because there's global instability at stake. The president also said, that he's going to, do whatever he wants with Cuba, which is eerily similar to what he said to Billy Bush on that bus on the Access Hollywood tape about women. Now he's just saying it about another country. So let's try calling Tim Kaine, shall we?
Hi, this is Tim Kaine. Thanks for calling my Washington, D.C. office. If you'd like to share your thoughts with me on an issue before the Senate, please press 1 now to leave a voicemail. If you'd like to speak with a member of my staff about an issue, concern, or constituent service matter, please press 2. Thanks so much.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Good afternoon, Senator Kaine's office. How can I help you?
Hi, I am calling actually from New Jersey, but I know that Senator Kaine was, one of 7 Democrats who voted to confirm Kristi Noem when she was up for DHS secretary. So I was just calling to see. I know he has said like this was a big mistake. So I was calling to see if you knew what his plans were for Markwayne Mullin. And I understand if he won't make a decision until after the hearings begin, but I'm interested in what type of answers he would be looking for from Senator Mullin.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not
exactly sure. I have not been briefed on that yet, but if there are any concerns or anything that you think that he should look out for in preparation for this hearing, I can definitely relay that to him.
Sure. I mean, I think that he just should not vote to confirm him because obviously we're in a situation where we're still in a partial government shutdown rather, because the GOP won't acquiesce to silly things, like body cameras and warrants. And if it's going to just be the continued style of reign of terror under Mark Wayne that it was under Kristi Noem, I I think there should be no head to the organization at this point. We should cut off all funding and figure it out a different way until someone remotely qualified is available to act as secretary.
All right, absolutely. I'm definitely hearing these concerns. I'm going to be sure to relay them all to Senator King.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, at least somebody picked up. I'm not surprised that. I mean, I am surprised that he doesn't know. He hasn't been briefed on. Like, I don't understand what these senators and Congress people are doing most of the time if they aren't relaying to their staff that are often the front line of people who would be speaking to their constituents or citizens, if they aren't giving them any kind of indication about what they believe or what is happening. And again, I do understand that like the hearings haven't begun yet, but there should be some kind of memo that goes out to the staff that says like, somebody's probably going to call and ask this question because I have publicly stated that I regret my decision to vote for Kristi Noem. So I might get asked about the nomination of Mark Wayne. So why not put out a memo to your staffers that says these are the types of answers that I would be looking for in order to give him a vote of yes. And these are the types of answers that will get a resounding no from me. Like, this seems very simple, and it doesn't seem like anybody in the Senate or Congress chooses to do this. Anyway, let's call Maggie Hassan.
Hi, this is Senator Maggie Hassan. Thank you for calling. Please remain on the line for the next available staffer or press 1 and give a brief description of your issue, your name, and the best telephone number and or email address for us to contact you. Thank you.
Sorry, it was Hassan. I always thought she was Hassan.
Hi, this is Senator Maggie Hassan. Thank you for calling.
All right.
Please remain on the line for the next available staffer or press 1 and give a brief description of your issue, your name, and the best telephone number and or email
We'll leave a
address for us
message.
to contact you. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Senator Hassan. My name is Eileen. I'm calling today because I know that the confirmation hearings for Mark Wayne Mullen begin tomorrow, and you were one of 7 Democrats to vote yes on the confirmation of Kristi Noem. I wanted to get your thoughts on the nomination of Mark Wayne and what your plan going forward is, and what type of answers you are looking for in order to get to either vote yay or nay on his confirmation. Obviously, as you know, the ICE reign of terror is continuing even without a secretary at the helm. We're in a partial government shutdown because the GOP won't acquiesce to things like, body cameras and warrants. And Mark Wayne Mullen is in no way qualified for this position, other than he is a President Trump sycophant. So especially with your neighbors in Vermont now being attacked by ICE agents, they have stepped up their work in Vermont. Wondering if you are concerned about that violence leaking across the border into New Hampshire, and also what your plans are for this vote. If you can write me back, I would appreciate it. Thanks. Have a great day. Okay, so I spoke to one person out of 3. I left 2 messages. This seems to be like what happens 9 times out of 10 when I call these people. I'm gonna try and call a couple more of them tomorrow, although I don't know that has a lot of value because they will be in the hearings tomorrow, so I'm sure I won't be able to speak to anybody, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. Call your representatives. I don't even know what else we can be doing at this point. Call your representatives. Thanks.